Guess who's got a party to go to? And it's not just Friday night margaritas with Pookie either. While that is the highlight of my week, this is an actual social event. This is a bridal shower for a canceled wedding. I mean, it's not canceled. She's still going to get married, just later, not in June when we'd all booked our tickets and our planes and our flights and our hotels and all that stuff. Yeah, all that stuff's not going to happen now. But she'll get married eventually. And when she does, I'll be there. But for tonight, I'm going to make some sangria. Now, I used to work at this Greek restaurant on the Upper West Side called Nikos, and we made white sangria. And so I know that's a Spanish drink, but we served it at the Greek restaurant. I don't know if there's such a thing as Greek sangria. Anyway, I'm making this sangria. And I thought of it because when I lived in New York, I had a roommate named Charisse. I love Charisse. And she had me a baby shower, and I couldn't drink. But she made the sangria from Nikos because my other roommate, Alicia, and I had worked there together. And they made this huge vat of this white sangria. Now, what you should know about this sangria is it's not just wine and fruit like some sangria. This is like if homeless people made it. It has peach schnapps in it. So we're going to and I have no idea how much. So this could get interesting. You know what? Let's go with 1/4 cup, and then we can add, because you can add, but you can't take away. Also, I'm making this in this gigantic pitcher as if 10 people were coming. They're not. So I'm just, making it. Ooh, that smells good. It smells like peach schnapps, I guess. And this is Hennessy, right? Mm-hmm. Ooh, it tastes like trouble. Put some Hennessy in it, some cognac. All right, now, let me get my wine. Now, if you were doing it right, you would let this soak for hours, but I don't have hours. This party's in not a couple of hours, but I might have to have a glass of it with Pookie before that. Anyway, so the night of that party, everybody drank all this sangria. A lot, and except me. I was the only sober person at this house. So everybody was completely wrecked off their gourd, and somebody left the door open, and Charisse's cat ran away. So I was like 8.9 months pregnant, walking around Williamsburg trying to find this cat that ran away, while my roommate, who was having a whole other crisis at the time. Well, she was my ex-roommate, because I was living, believe it or not, I was living with Danny when we conceived our first child. Anyway, so we spent half the night looking for this cat, which we finally found, but not for the 3 days later. Do y'all know about mango turtles? This mango is not hardly ripe enough, but I do this for the kids all the time. You cut little squares and then flip it inside out, and it makes this adorable little turtle, and then they can just bite the edges off. So I'm going to put some mango in there too, because that sounds good to me. At Nikos, we put a bunch of melon, like cantaloupe and stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's just because Nick was cheap. He was a very weird, cheap, angry man who pitted everyone against each other. So we had this book that we had to write in every night at the end of our shift. And you were encouraged to sell out people. If anybody did anything they weren't supposed to do over the shift, you had to tell on them. And if you did that, then that was good for you and you'd get the better shifts. And then before your shift, you had to read it and you put your name on it. So the person you sold out would know you sold them out. So everybody was just kind of at each other's throats. It was a really happy work environment. And I was thinking today, if this time, if I was now where I was then, I would be so ruined and so scared. So I'm thinking about all those 22-year-olds or however out there with their restaurant jobs that went away, and a lot of other things too. And well, makes me wonder what this peach schnapps tastes like by itself. Oh my God, it's delicious. This was $4 at Ralph's today. Right before I walked in Ralph's today, I heard on the radio there were 20 cases of COVID-19 at the Ralph's, but it turns out it was a different Ralph's. So there's that. This was supposed to be a happy post. Anyway, check it out. Isn't that pretty? Yay! Sangria. Oh, I'm going to put some mint in there too. So, happy Friday. We should taste it. Oh, it's good.